Welcome back, the old two-stroker YouTube channel. My name's Wayne. This is a 1970 Pete 341, and today we're working on this junk. So what we've got going on today, I've been getting a lot of questions, and they say, hey Wayne, did it get better on the drive home? No, it's not any better. It's not any better. It's still blown up.
Are you sure?
Let me show you. Parker especially wants to know what the blow-by is like. So the first thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna pull the breathers off, because a vacuum in the crankcase is always gonna pull the blow-by out of the crankcase. So you cannot test blow-by with one of these hooked up.
No shit. Despite
What the genius I bought it from seems to think. Now, you can already tell we're in trouble, but we'll continue. I'm gonna go over the other side and pull the other one off. Oh, I broke my antenna mount. In case anybody's got one of them, I need it. I don't like that. It's gonna drive me insane. So holler at me if you got one, I'll buy it from you, or if you think I've spent enough of my money on this thing, you're welcome to send it to me. P.O. Box 13, Broad Albin, New York, 12025. You address it to the old two-stroker. They'll know who it is. Now, the other thing we're gonna try today, I don't think it's gonna help, but I have to try it because it's bothering me. When I pulled the injectors out on location, we got this thing running, I noticed that the base of the injector, you didn't see it on camera, but the base of the injector and the injector cup was all carboned up, as though the injectors weren't sealing in the cups. And that will cause loss of compression, and it will also cause blow-by. However, I did not see any of the blow-by emanating from them tubes at that time, so I'm thinking they were sealed over by the carbon, but we're gonna clean them. I have reamers here. I didn't bring them with me down there because I've never needed them on site before, but we're gonna clean them up and see what it does. But in the meantime, let's get this thing running. Hopefully it starts. I just had it running, but that doesn't usually mean anything with this thing. That ain't good, boys. And it didn't get any better. What is in the breather? Moisture, oil. She's a hurting unit, fellas. All right, enough of that. The exhaust just smells like straight fuel, so already you know there's a problem. I'm gonna get this valve cover off and get this side tore down. All right, so these are the two injectors that we swapped around while we were there. And as a perfect example, I just want to show you. You can see the traces of carbon. I've already cleaned this one off, so like I did it while I was there, so it's very hard for you to see what I'm talking about. I'll show you on one of the other ones, but let me see if I can get a light down in the I'm not sure if you can see down in there, but the bottom of that is all carboned up. And that's from the injector not sealing. Hopefully that's coming out all right on camera. So you got these reamers here. This is for my spare set. If you're doing it on a motor you care about, put grease on it. This will go down in there and it'll clean that schmoo out of there. All right, we're on the path of righteousness here. You could see that one. Let's see here. There we go. See that one? Still pooched. We're not there yet. It's only cut. So the problem with these, I don't think they've ever been cut, dude. I think this is a factory head, and I don't think the factory cuts the tubes. Here's what it looks like when it's reamed appropriately. You can see that shiny seat down there in the center. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now, I'm not going to go any farther than that because I don't want to go too far, and the only way to measure your depth is via the deck, fire deck on the other side. There's a special tool you put in there and you measure the depth. And I was right before, it is 14 thou plus or minus. But anyway, we got to be a lot closer. So that's a lot of it took a lot of reaming to get there. And I stopped as soon as I got a concentric seat. So I've cleaned the injector tip here. We're gonna put the injector back in and hope for the best because it still seems to fire okay. But I think this one will be all right. Now, I'm not saying this was the problem, but it is a problem if you follow my logic there. Come on, get in there. You know how hard this is to do with one hand? There we go. All right, folks. That one has been reamed. So I'm gonna go clean the injector. We're gonna jam it home, then we're gonna fire it up and see how bad we messed up.
Idiot!
All back together. Let's see how that goes. Still got the same amount of blow by. Not really surprised at that. I was hoping we could just get those injectors back. Blow by just smells like oil. That one's still dead. God, it's so friggin' messy without the cover on it. I hate running them like that. I'm absolutely covered in oil now. Oh, you guys are all friggin' oily. Sorry about that. So how's my face look? Oh yeah, classic Wayno. We know that hole didn't come back to life just yet, and I didn't expect it to. I didn't think that was gonna be any kind of quick fix. I was just hoping that we could solve a long-term problem. Maybe with time, it'll come back, I don't know. Still a hurting friggin' blow-by. So next what we're gonna do is disconnect one side of the governor at a time and see which side of the engine the blow-by is coming from. Well, our blow-by situation is definitely not improved, but our exhaust is greatly improved. Listen to this. I did a bunch of janky shit and booger welded this back together, and I put a patch on the elbow. I want to see what it's like without being deaf. It might actually be decent to drive. All right, y'all. It's very late at night. I pulled that third injector over there to look at the cup, and the cup was all right. I skimmed it just a little because it could use a touch, but very bizarre. These two are fine. Nothing wrong with them. I may clean them up, I may not. The injectors look pretty good. There's not a ton of carbon getting by. This injector, I cannot get out. I cannot get it out. I removed the rack. We're gonna have to do some super serious unapproved procedures. And anytime Uncle Wayno's doing the unapproved procedures, it ain't good. I've tried literally everything to get this out of here. Cannot do it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Very unapproved procedure. I think it's pulling the cup out of the head. This is going to be a problem, boys. This is not good. It did. There goes all the coolant right back in the pan.
What'd you do?
Son of a bitch. Never had one do that. I bet this cylinder is where all the blow-by's coming from. The injector don't feel like it's doing a whole lot. There it goes. Be a bitch if the injector was fine after all this. That's gonna piss me right off.
This machine just called me an asshole.
Alright, fellas. Very unapproved procedure. I hammered that injector back down with a punch. It pushed the cup back down. I haven't heard any coolant running into the pan. So I'm going to take that as a sign of it's good enough for who it's for. We're going to assemble this, put the rack pins back in it, and put it in the yard until we can find a motor. I'm not devoting any time to this mess. It's going to get a 6V92, and it's going to be happy about it. All right, kids. Here's the deal. By all rights, that should be putting coolant in a cylinder. So we might get to see a catastrophic failure here. It could bend a rod and launch one. I'm not sure what it's going to do. It's just fire it up and worry about all that if it happens. We're going to see what it does. I don't know. It might start blowing coolant out of it. I don't know what it's going to do. Genuinely, this should be spectacular.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Like how that's possible.
That's a mystery.
That thing should be ripping coolant out of it right now. It's like the same as it was. Oh man, these things are tough. Now, we have rewired the dash. Now the ignition switch does what it's supposed to do. This button, the glow, is no longer glow. It's disconnected. It doesn't do anything. Our start works as normal. Truck is still junk, at least motor-wise. And we've eliminated our oil pressure leak. So I think we're in good shape. Well, fellas, it's real cloudy out, and it's beautiful today. It's probably like 80 right now, but they're talking about real big weather and like a tornado and all this shit. So I'm thinking we'd better move the 341 out from under that and the 352 and put them out in the field, the rest of the junk, and then that way they're safe of everything. So, like I said, it's like 80 out. Do we think this thing is going to start today? I don't know. It's a stretch. Let's see. Unaided, no less. I'll try that. I'd just like to make mention, there's still air in the seat. Hell yeah! I did not think that was gonna start. Clearly all that, ooh, picked up a cylinder. Trying to anyway. Come on, baby. Oh yeah, I got one. Clearly all that running home did not help it if it starts like that in 80-degree weather. This one I'm hoping we'll have a better chance with. Ah! Love this old 92. Look at that too, huh? Clean as a whistle. Not so much. That's better. Most gears grabbed by a single man in a driveway ever. I hold the record. That looks cool. What a treat. You know, if I was smart, what I would do is pin that cab over to the trailer. And then that would keep, just in case shit got wild, I think that would keep the trailer from blowing over maybe? Maybe not. you what, boys. Probably square up to that a lot better, or it's going terrible. Boy, that's low. Did exactly what I was hoping it wasn't gonna do. Oh no. And we're bottomed out on the jacks, boys. Son of a diddly. Well, you guys got a bird's eye view of that. My plate didn't skid on the frame of the truck, or on the trailer plate like I thought it was gonna. So I gotta buy another one of those now. Hopefully it's not jammed up in the fifth wheel. I cranked that up. We're gonna have to go get some wood or something to crank on it. I'll be back. All right, found some form boards when we poured that pad. Let's see if it drives out of there. It's most likely just gonna spin. Wasted, fellas. Where are you going? Nowhere. I guess I gotta order another one of those now. Oh well. If that's all it gets messed up today, I'm gonna be A-okay. I guess we'll see if it backs under now. I'm thinking it should, but went really smooth. I didn't think it was gonna click in that easily. Looks sick, boys. Looks freaking sick. Look at that. Dang, dude. I gotta take them flaps off there and we gotta pull this thing around. Dang. Look at this freaking lineup. Stupid cracker box. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a treat right there, fellas. No charge. All right, so storm update. No one died. We didn't lose anything. I'm still shocked that this thing starts and runs and isn't losing coolant. Now, that injector cup pulling out of the head, that's swaged in at the bottom. And the swage is kind of what does all the sealing. And I've driven it. Like I've driven this thing around the block a couple times off camera and stuff, put some miles on it, and it's not putting compression in the coolant inexplicably, and it's not putting coolant out of the airbox drain or in the basement. Absolutely bizarro land. By all rights, it should be doing both of those things. But whatever. I'm just gonna continue to be thankful for having a running and driving truck when I really shouldn't. So that's the update with this. Stay tuned to see what's next. Make sure you subscribe because there's gonna be a lot more on each one of these trucks to come. I've secured what I think is a motor for it. We've got to go get that. That's going to be a little bit of an adventure because nothing is ever just straightforward around here. Since it's parked next to the Marmon, I'll give you a little update on this truck. We have tank straps for it and some other stuff, and I'm just waiting to get that all together. Last time you saw, we did let it sit for a week or two or whatever, and then start it again, make sure there was no coolant in the pan first, and it hasn't been putting any coolant back in the oil. We need to, now that it's starting to get a little warmer, I want to do that again, get a pan under it, double check that, make sure it's good, fire it up and move it. Cab over still hooked to the reefer, that's all good. That thing looks absolutely spectacular, by the way, hooked to that reefer. Golly, if that's just not a time that has passed us by. Sick. You got a stick? 1 to 10, Jimmy. How excited are you to be alive? That looks like about a 14. Come back here. Come here. Come here. Jimmy, come here. Oh. You can't throw a stick around these parts without this guy knowing it. Come here, Jake. Jacob, come. Sit down, you crazy nut. Incoming. All right, all right. Thank you guys for watching and spreading the good word. It's really helping the channel out a lot. I'm gonna have a really busy summer ahead of me. We're gonna be on a way coming up end of May. Make sure you come out and see us in the crusty fat cab out there racing as usual. I'll have a bunch of merch out there, and a booth, so make sure you come and say hello. I love seeing you guys. You know it's my favorite part. We'll see you then. Thank you for all the new attention the channel's got lately. All you new tubers tuning in and watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to the patrons. You guys are aces. I really appreciate it. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video. We got more revivals coming your way and some pretty cool updates on these trucks. So see you in the next one.